Hello BookTube, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with the TBR tag. I saw this tag back in November on Sarah's channel, and that's Sarah's Nightstand. I will leave a link to her channel in the description box below. And she had seen this tag on a blog, and the blog is called A Perfection of Books, and I will leave a link to that blog post also in the description box below. And I saw this, and what often happens when I'm watching BookTube videos is if I come across a tag or something that sounds like fun, I will add it to a list that I have of videos that I want to do. And when I'm compiling my my video playlist, if you will, for the month of what videos I'm going to be doing, I'll go through that and see if there's anything fun that looks like fun to do. And I picked this one for this month because it's been sitting there for a little while, obviously since November. And, of course, if I get tagged in something, that automatically goes to the top of the list. But yeah, so I've been wanting to do this one for a little while, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, without any further ado, let's jump in and get started. The first question is, how do you keep track of your TBR pile? Goodreads. I have the TBR shelf on Goodreads, and when I buy books, I immediately add them to that TBR shelf, and that's how I know what I have to read, or what I own to have to read. Next question. How do you determine which book from your TBR to read next? Well, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I do the Triple RC Challenge. And so that determines like at least 10 of the books I'm going to be reading every month. On top of that, or while I'm doing that, how I pick the next book is I do a random, like I have a list of the 10 or 12, it's actually 12 books every month because I have the Pick Me a Book that I've now added. Especially for the month, like starting in May, and also the little novella that I'm reading from the Cupid's Coffee Shop. This is for this year. So there's 12 books, so I do a random pick when I'm ready to read my next book, and I just pick one of those books. I like the whole random aspect of it. I don't know why, but it's kind of fun because you finish a book and then it's kind of like that excitement of what am I going to read next? Oh, let's find out. All the books you want to read, and you know that they're on your list to read that month, but which one are you going to read next? And that's just kind of fun to me. And yeah, so that's how I determine that. A book that's been on your TBR the longest. Okay, so what book is it? So I've got the covers all here, of course, as I always do. And the oldest book on my TBR, because I love the fact that you can sort them from like when you added them, like oldest to newest, is a book called All I Want for Christmas is a Cowboy. And it's not a novella. It is an anthology, excuse me, by Emma Kane, Jennifer Ryan, and Katie Lane. So there is the cover, ladies. I have not gotten to this one yet. I mean, it is a Christmas book, and I think that's probably why, but I am definitely going to try and get this one read this December. This November or December when I do all my Christmas readings. So, yeah, that one is the oldest one on my TBR. A book on your TBR strictly because of its beautiful cover. So this one kind of has a little bit of a story to it. And this book is called Navigating Early, and it's by Clare Vanderpool. And this is a YA historical novel. Now, isn't that cover not gorgeous? I was in chapters, oh god, it's got to be 2 years ago or more now. And I happened to see this book. It was like a new release or something like that. And I took a picture of the cover, which is what I tend to do because I read 90% ebooks. That when I see physical books, I'll take pictures or write them down. And then when I get home, I can check them out on Amazon and add them to my wish list on Amazon. Well, this has been on my TBR for a while too. So about a year later, or a year ago, I should say, this one came up on a deal. And I knew it was on my wish list, so I grabbed it. Now, I still haven't read it yet. But like I said, it's a YA historical novel, and it takes place around World War II. And it's about two friends who, like, take off and go on some, I don't know if it's an adventure per se, but I want to say it almost sounds like a Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer kind of idea. There will be links in the down bar below to all the books that I talk about, so if you want a little bit more information on this one, please go check it out. But this is one I have really not heard mentioned on Goodreads, or not on Goodreads, on BookTube, considering the amount of YA that is read on BookTube, and I'm not trying to generalize, but we all know that it's true. But yeah, this cover, stunning. That's why I added it. Plus, the story did sound good. I should say that too. Next question. A book on your TBR that you never plan on reading. There are none. Every book that is on my TBR, I plan on reading at some point. Late last year, I did a huge purge of my TBR, and I got rid of a bunch of stuff that I don't plan on reading. So in my current status of my TBR, all those books I want to read and I'm planning on reading. An unpublished book on your TBR that you're excited for. This one was a really easy one to answer because there's only one. When I put something on my TBR, I have a copy of it, either an ebook or print book format or an audiobook. I don't put things on my TBR that I do not own. I didn't want to say a physical copy because I read mostly ebooks. But do you know what I mean? I don't use my TBR for like a want to read. Like, I don't own this book yet, but I'm going to put it on my TBR anyway because I'd like to get to it. I use my wish list for that on Amazon. Excuse me, sorry guys. But I do have a book that is not published yet that I own because of the wonderful people over at NetGalley, and that is A New Leash on Love. And I talked about this book fairly recently in a book haul on a Friday Reads. It's by Debbie Burns. It's the first book in the Rescue Me series, I think. This doesn't come out till July. So this will be getting read in June, and I will be doing a full separate review for this once I've read it, and I am really, really looking forward to it. It's a contemporary romance that involves animals. I mean, how can you not love that? The next question is, a book on your TBR that basically everyone's read but you. I had a hard time with this because a lot of the books that are talked about on BookTube, I generally don't read. You know, I'm not big into the YA, I'm not big into dystopians, I'm not big into fantasy or sci-fi. But I came across this one, and I think everybody, and I've read a lot of Nicholas Sparks as well, but this one I have not read yet, but I think a lot of people have, and it's The Lucky One. Now, I know I've seen the movie, but I picked this up probably again on a Kindle Daily deal, and I'm really looking forward to actually reading it. I do enjoy Nicholas Sparks. He does tend to write the same type of story, and, you know, sometimes some of his stuff is really repetitive, but I do really enjoy him, and he is a fantastic writer, and I'm very, very much looking forward to getting to this one. And like I said, I think it's one that a lot of people have read, but I haven't gotten to it yet. And I do love the fact that the Kindle edition is not the movie tie-in cover, because I'm not a big fan of movie tie-in covers. The next question is, a book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you. Sorry, I can't read my own. It's not even handwriting. I typed this out and I can't read it. A book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you. The one that I picked for this one is one that's been going around BookTube that I've noticed, you know, lately, and it's The Grownup by Gillian Flynn. And I know the ladies who are doing the hashtag on the BookTube shelf read this one in March, so I've been hearing a lot about it lately, and it's been on my TBR for quite some time. I know it's only a little novella. I need to get to it. I need to read it, but I'm thinking I might hold off until October because I know it's supposed to be a little bit of a spookier book, so I'm very, very much looking forward to this one. A book on your TBR that you're dying to read. All of them. All of them. I want to read all of them. I couldn't just pick one. I was kind of going through my TBR list going, oh yeah, I want to read that one. And I want to read that one. And I want to read that one. Because the thing is that you have all these books on your TBR, but then you buy something new and you want to read that. It's a constant evolution of, I want to read all the things. You know what I mean? So I couldn't just pick one. And the last question is, how many books are on your Goodreads TBR? 460 currently. I have a couple books on my TBR. And I'm okay with that. That doesn't cause me any sort of anxiety. None of that stuff. It is what it is. I will get to them eventually. And, you know, I will still be buying new stuff. And I just love the fact that I have a huge variety of stuff to read. That when it comes time to doing the Triple RC challenge and picking books for these challenges, most of the time, I do not have to buy books to fit into the challenge. I have them. I just have to, like, half the fun is hunting them down and looking to see what fits into the challenge with what I already own. Of course, as I go through, I'm buying my Crew of Hunter novels because I'm loving reading those. But, yeah, in general, I love having a big TBR because I always have something to read. And because all of them, at least 98% of them on that TBR list, are ebooks, I am taking up absolutely no room on a shelf. They're all here, or in my Kindle, which is sitting behind my computer. That's where they live. They take up that much space, and I absolutely love it. So anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I wasn't tagged, so I'm not going to tag anybody, But I was thinking about some of the people I'd like to see do this, and Alana from Alana Reads, Chloe, Alana's sister, who does Chloe Be Readin', and Christine from Kizzy Reads. I know all you ladies actually do the hashtag on the booktube shelf, so I would love to see your videos for this one, but I will post links to all those ladies' channels in the down bar below so you can go and check them out. But anyway, guys, that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, a link to all the books I talked about are in the down bar below, along with all the places you can find me on social media. And until my next video, take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.